friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome to the second annual Romcom Swoonathon announcement video. The Swoony Readers is so happy and excited to be back for round 2 of Romcom Swoonathon. If you guys weren't here last year, Romcom Swoonathon is a month-long readathon that the Swoony Readers hosts, centered around rom-coms in both book and movie media. And we spend the entire month reading wonderful, amazing books, doing some live shows, watching some movies, of course a giveaway, and just talking about all things rom-com and romance. And we truly feel like there is no better month to do this than February, the month of love. But let's back it up just a little bit. Let's talk about the Swoony Readers as a whole. The Swoony Readers is a romance book club hosted by myself and my besties, Karina from She Dreams in Words and Dana from Dana Ella. Of course, I will leave both of those amazing ladies linked down below, as well as their Instagrams and the Swoony Reader Instagram, so you can keep caught up on all things Swoony Readers. I will also leave Dana and Karina's announcement videos in the description box below so you can go check those out as well. Alongside reading a romance book every month, we love hosting events that just celebrate romance as a whole, and we just cannot wait for February to kick off round 2 of Romcom Swoonathon. Before we get into the very important details for the readathon, I want to just make sure to say that you should be following us on our Instagram, our Discord, and go into the description box below for the Google Doc to see everything that you will need for the readathon as a whole. They'll have the graphics, the itinerary, the bingo boards, everything that you need, as well as all of the important dates and times, which we'll be posting on our Instagram, as well as in the Google Doc, so you always have access to it. And of course, we'll post it in the Discord, which is also where we'll be watching all of our movies for Romcom Swoonathon this year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the important dates and times that you will need to know for this month as a whole. So like I said, it is of course a month-long readathon, so we're starting on Saturday, February 1st, and it goes until Friday, February 28th. Our group book live show for the month will be on Friday, February 21st at 4:30 p.m. PST and 7:30 p.m. EST, and I will talk about the group book in just a second. We will be hosting reading sprints every single Saturday, starting at 8 a.m. PST and 11 a.m. EST every Saturday, so make sure you stay tuned for those, as well as a movie every Saturday at 3 p.m. PST and 6 p.m. EST. We will also be hosting a 24-hour readathon starting on Friday, February 15th, starting at 6 p.m. PST and 9 p.m. EST, starting on Karina's channel. They will be 8-hour blocks of time in which we will switch to my channel and then Dana's channel to end off the 24-hour readathon. But again, those dates and times will be laid out in the itinerary and the Google Doc. The movies that we chose for this round of Romcom Swoonathon will be represented on the bingo board via tropes from those particular movies, but we will also be watching those 4 movies over the 4 weeks of February. And those movies are The Proposal on the 1st, 27 Dresses on the 8th, She's the Man on the 15th, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days on the 22nd. And the 5th and final rom-com that we are pulling tropes for the bingo board is going to be from our group book, and that is Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. Bet on It is a steamy rom-com between 2 characters that definitely don't need any more problems in their life. This book does deal with mental health and a lot of the things that come along with trauma in your life, and finding somebody that can work through it with you along the way. However, they both have some reservations. I'm going to keep it pretty vague, but what I am going to do is read the last paragraph of the synopsis just to give you a better idea of what to expect. It says, a hastily made bingo-based sex pact is supposed to keep this thing between them from getting out of hand, especially when submitting it to their feelings means disrupting their carefully balanced lives. But emotions are just like bingo callers. They refuse to be ignored. This sounds like it's going to be a very fun and slightly emotional rom-com read that I'm just so excited for. It's also written by a Black author, which is incredible for Black History Month, and we just definitely wanted to highlight an author that is doing amazing things in her genre. And like I said, the tropes of this book are represented on the bingo board, so with that being said, I think we can actually talk about the bingo board for Romcom Swoonathon. And just like most bingo boards, there are a few ways to win. You can get a horizontal bingo, a vertical, 4 corners, or a blackout. Every bingo that you get will enter you into a giveaway, and we will pick winners at the end of the month. Also, before I talk about the prompts for this bingo board, you can double up, triple up, quadruple up, as many ups as you need to fulfill your reading goals for the month of February. We are not policing it, and any way that you can make the prompt fit for you, whether it's a romance or not, please feel free to stretch the prompts in any way that feels the best for you, and we are just going to be reading you on and hoping that you read some absolutely wonderful, incredible reads. Okay, now seriously, here's the bingo board. We are so excited to be sharing this with you guys today. We have a few different bingo board templates, so I'm going to filter through those on the screen for you. You can win bingo based off of the traditional bingo board, or if you complete every prompt for a particular movie or a group book, then you will be entered in as a giveaway for that as well. So whatever way you would choose to participate, whether it's the traditional bingo route or picking prompts based off of the movies that we are including in this round of Romcom Swoonathon, either way works, and the templates are there for your use. I'm not going to be giving recommendations in this video, however, stay tuned for the end of the month. Some of the hosts might be including a video on their channel giving some recommendations for the Romcom Swoonathon bingo board. Okay, the first prompt on the board is workplace, and that is just simply to read a book that is set in a workplace, whether that's a workplace romance or if you want to stretch it to read a thriller that takes place at a workplace, whatever feels best for you, but that is the prompt. Then we have friends to lovers. That's pretty self-explanatory. A friends to lovers story. Our next prompt is to read a book that is in the young adult age range. We have our first non-reading prompt on the board, and that is write a review, whether that is in your journal, on Storygraph, or Goodreads, on Amazon. Any way, shape, or form, just go ahead and write a review. It doesn't have to be shared with anybody if you just want to write it for yourself, but that is a non-reading prompt on the board. Our next prompt is one of my favorites, and that is audiobook. And for those of you guys that don't read a ton of audiobooks, this is the perfect excuse to pick up one that has possibly a really incredible narrator, a full cast, or just something that you are really interested in reading on audio. Our second row on the bingo board starts with mental health rep. This is actually pulled from the group book since that book does have mental health rep. So if you need one to fulfill that particular prompt, that's a great one. But I do think it's really important to talk about mental health and read books that have that representation. So this is a fantastic prompt. Then we have sports romance, and again, another one of my favorites. I love a good sports romance. Our next prompt is pretty simple and leaves a lot of options, and that is to read a book with yellow on the cover. Whether it's a lot of yellow or just a little bit of yellow, it totally counts. I feel like this board was made specifically for me because this is another one of my favorite tropes, and the next prompt is marriage of convenience. There's just something about a marriage of convenience that just does it every time. We have another non-reading prompt on the board, and that is treat yourself. Whether that is a new book, whether that is a self-care day, whether that is, buying yourself something in a new hobby that you want to explore, however you feel like it is treating yourself, that totally fits for the prompt. Another one on the board, which might be pushing you guys a little outside of your comfort zone if you're not big romance readers, and that is to read a book that is spicy. In the middle row, number 2 is mixed media, and that is to read a book with mixed media aspects. You could read something like The Illuminate Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. It's one of my favorite mixed media recommendations. Or you can read a book that has transcripts, or is told in interview style, or has a podcast element. Any of those work for mixed media. I also will be stretching the prompt to be reading a book in a mixed media format, so I'll be reading the ebook and listening to the audiobook, or reading the physical book and listening to the audiobook. It's mixed media reading, and I'm going to stretch that to be my prompt. So if you need a little help filling that prompt, that's definitely a good way to look at it. Then of course we have the free space. The next prompt is to read a book with a school setting. There are so many options out there, and it can be in so many different genres. I cannot wait to see what you guys pick for this prompt. The last prompt on the middle row is bookish, and I just love this one. I feel like it's always fun to read a book that has some type of bookish aspects as book lovers. Our second to last row, we have city setting, and that is to read a book with a city setting. Pretty self-explanatory. The next non-reading prompt is listen to your favorite song, and maybe if you guys want to share those in the Discord and, share your favorite songs with us, we wouldn't be upset. I always love getting some really great song recommendations. Our next prompt is secrets, and that is to read a book that has secrets. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell when you are first reading a book, but if the synopsis is anything about secrets, most thrillers have secrets. Anything that you can make fit for the prompt, it's going to be a fun one for sure. Our next prompt is very, very easy, and that is new author. To read a book by an author you have never read from before. The last prompt on the second to last row is love triangle. This one can be hit or miss for a lot of people, but I cannot wait to see what you guys choose for this prompt. Whether that's a video game or a card game with your friends and family, whether that's a game on your phone, whether you go outside and play a soccer game with yourself or others, any version of playing a game works. Our next prompt is standalone. Read a book that is not a part of a series. We're getting to the end here. The next prompt is enemies to lovers. Read a book with an enemies to lovers plotline. Our second to last prompt is wedding. Read a book that involves a wedding. Again, another one that I've seen across all the genres. I feel like every genre has something to do with the wedding. You can find it somewhere, and something about a wedding in a book does it for me every time. So I cannot wait to read a book for this prompt. And finally, what might be my favorite prompt on the entire board, because I love this trope so much, is fake dating. I love a good fake dating story. It does something to my soul, and it brings me joy. All right, that is everything. Those are all of the prompts for the bingo board. Again, you can do it on the traditional bingo board or the book and movie bingo boards, whichever one works best for you. And then, of course, we highly recommend that you pick up the group book for the month of February, which is Bet On It. And we will be having that live show on the 21st. And during that live show, we'll be doing a giveaway for the next Swoony Readers book club pick for the month of March, and that is The X-Vows by Jessica Joyce. We are so excited to be talking about this book in March, and we definitely wanted to mention it in case you guys wanted to know what the next pick is to get ready for the upcoming months, and that is The X-Vows. So definitely join us in February and March for the Swoony Readers book club picks. I think that is everything that needs to be said for this round of the readathon. I hope that you guys are excited for round 2. I know that we are literally just chomping at the bit to hang out with you guys for a full month and do all things romance and reading. I just want to say again, if you're not already following Karina and Dana, make sure to go follow them on their Instagrams as well as on their channels. Subscribe, show them some love. Follow the Instagram for the Swoony Readers to keep up to date on all dates, times, and fun pop-up sprints if we decide to come hang out with you guys extra during the month of February. And then of course follow our Discord to keep caught up on all the things as well as to watch all the movies for the month of February. And if you have any questions or I missed anything, feel free to ask them in the comments below, but also make sure to go check out that Google Doc. It will have everything that you need. I want to say a very special thank you to Karina and Dana for making all of this possible. We really just put so much time, work, and effort into planning round 2 for you guys, and I'm so grateful for both of you, for your friendship, for your time, your effort, your dedication to the Swoony Readers. I love you guys so much, and I am blessed to call you guys my besties. That's it. Okay, we've done it. That is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to sit down and watch it, and we cannot wait to see you guys in February. If you made it to the end and don't know anything else to comment, leave your favorite romantic emoji. And if you made it to the end and you like this video, please make sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye! Baby, turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been